Hey y'all, welcome back. Jamie, that's me here. Listen, I just came down to chat about a few things, okay? But before I get into it, I want to say happy holidays to everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I hope that you're going to have an amazing New Year's Eve and an amazing New Year as well, okay? Your girl took her a few days off. I just to sit back and relax, kick off my shoes and relax my feet, then party on down to the holiday beat. Just kick it. Just kick it. Just kick it. Like, girl, I was just chilling. Okay. And that's on P. We all need our breaks, right? Now, I wanted to come back and I wanted to chat about a few things. Not a whole lot going on, but just a little piece that I wanted to, add my little 2 cents, my little commentary on, and we're going to get into it. The first thing I want us to talk about is Porsha Williams and Shamea Morton of Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I first saw this story. Shout out to No Chaser TV. I hope I said that name correctly over there on Instagram, because I first saw it on their page. And then after that, well, I saw in the caption where they cited the neighborhood talk as one of their sources. So I hop over here to see what's going on. And the people are saying that they almost came to blows over there on their trip to Scotland. Now, girl, we over here in the holiday spirit. Y'all just got done celebrating with the kids, right? For Christmas. It looks like Shamea was at home. I did see where her husband gifted her another, I think it was a Rolls Royce, or was it a Bentley? One of the two, child. He just gifted her a new luxury vehicle or whatnot. And they're taking pictures, beautiful family pictures and stuff. So y'all was just down to the house for Christmas. And y'all could barely step y'all foot over here into Scotland. And y'all over here showing y'all arses. Now, granted, I had to bookmark this particular story because I said, I'm hoping to recall, all right? Y'all know we get a lot of stories about housewives and stuff before the season actually starts. And sometimes situations can be overhyped. Sometimes stories could be very accurate, but, it may be watered down with the editing. And then, sometimes they be on the money and then they show us everything with the editing too. Okay. Remember, like with the Kenya Moore situation, I feel like Kenya Moore situation, once that was like exposed, because we saw video and stuff, we heard about it, then we saw it. Um, they did kind of like water it down by like editing some stuff out. But the tea that came out about the things that happened between Brit and Kenya was actual factual, right? So we'll see. Cause I'm just like really struggling with the fact that these two ladies who were once close friends are coming to a place where they are about to throw blows with each other, and y'all just got to Scotland. Like y'all just got over there. And this is the type of holiday spirit we in. It's giving and one more thing, okay? And another thing. And let me beat this as before the year ends. Like, what is going on? Like, y'all are likely about to bring the new year in together and we about to throw hands. Like, what's going on? I have to hop over here because on the neighborhood talk, I see Shamea, I see Porsha, but then I also see Drew Sidora at the bottom of the picture. And I'm like, well, what the hell does Drew Sidora have to do with this? I pray to God Drew did not come in between these ladies, or was being some type of bone carrier between the two. I don't know. I do know that Drew and Shamea have had their issues, and maybe Porsha was sticking up for Drew or something. Who knows? But let us get into it. Because according to the neighborhood talking, this is coming directly from Kyle, the owner. So now I'm wondering who gave him the tea? Who was the source? Maybe it's somebody on production, or it's another one of them housewives, all right? But they're saying, y'all know I keep my ears out in these streets, and the tea is brewing down in the A with our Southern Belle Peaches, specifically with Porsha Williams and Shamea Morton. Last season, we saw their lifelong friendship deteriorate before our eyes, and viewers can expect to see the continuation of the fallout on this upcoming season, with things escalating to the point that hands were almost thrown. Now I'm wondering just how much the hands were on. Like, when I feel like hands were almost thrown, how I'm viewing it, these ladies are in each other's face like this, running off at the mouth like this, chest bumping each other to the point where we about to throw hands. Now, it better not be that we done got to see this and they sitting on opposite sides of the doggone table. Okay. And it ain't even get close to that. Now, granted, there could have been a situation where maybe one person stood up on their side, the other one stood up on their side. But is that really almost coming to blows? Maybe so. We gotta see. We gotta see. It would be really sad. It would be sad if the story was exaggerated, right? Further creating whatever friction between them. And it would be even more sad if this really is what happened where they was almost about to come to blows. And what could have ever transpired between this lifelong, almost lifelong friendship for some people that y'all would want to fight each other? Ooh, I hate it, girl. I hate it so much. I hate it for them. I hate it. I thought we was going to be able to see them get back to a place, but that takes time, right? Sometimes people never come back together ever. Hey, Mariah. Hey, Quad. How are y'all? Right? But then also, maybe it may take a year, a year or five, and they may come back. Ain't no telling. But yikes, this may be over and done. But the heartache lives on inside. Okay, shout out to Destiny's Child. Anywho, so they're saying my source down in the A told me that during this cash trip in Scotland, Porsha and Shamea got into a heated, nasty old argument. If it's nasty, they really was throwing insults with each other for real. And it got to the point where the two almost put the paws on each other. But Drew Sidora stepped in the middle. That's why Drew Sidora's picture is down there. She got in between them, but not in the way that some of us may think. Okay. She got in between them to stop this from happening. I hope she didn't get kicked and got her hair snatched, kind of like what Trina did when she stepped in between Tamar and Tony. And now they're saying Drew Sidora stepped in the middle before laces went flying, baddie style. Laces went flying? Oh, before they went flying. Okay, before they went flying. All right, so they did not get into it. Whew, child, I hope they have calmed down at this point. I'm sure they have. Maybe they're not interacting or talking to each other at this time. That's going to be one awkward trip. How long y'all got to be there? Until after New Year's Day? Oof. 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 Girl. Oof. Oof. Why I feel like these ladies may also be fighting their mom's battles. Just a little piece. More so Porsha. But again, I'm not there to see what's happening. We got to see. Okay. Because Porsha did call Shamea out saying that her mom, did something egregious or whatever. Right. And then the story came out about a daycare where I guess Portia's mom daycare went into foreclosure. Shamea mama turned around and bought it and stuff like that. So she kind of sideswiped Portia's mom. It's just been some mess. And I can't. I can't for the life of me understand why these ladies would be wanting to really throw hands on each other, because I just feel like none of it's that big unless it was a situation where maybe Porsha was trying to get Shamea off the show, or Shamea was trying to figure out a way to get Porsha off the show, or even start another alliance this season. Shamea, right, to get Porsha off the show in some capacity. But I'm like, maybe when it comes to messing with people's money, people be ready to throw hands, but they're not messing with each other's men. Hell, Porsha got her a whole girlfriend at this point. So, I mean, Shamea's married, even though Britt tried to come down and say some other mess about her doing what she do while she was I just, can y'all think of something for the life of y'all? What the hell these two had going on that they would come to a point where they about to throw blows? Once former best friends. Now, I do understand heated arguments, right? Especially when you feel like you're arguing with your ex friend or your estranged friend. This person doesn't seem to be hearing you. They've made up whatever they want to make up in their own heads and they're sticking to it, right? Instead of you adding a bit more context and clarity to the situation, they focused on what they want to believe. So I get the heated argument, but I don't think I would have came to a place with a former friend that I wanted to fight her after we've been friends for so long. You know what I'm, especially that long. Now the irony is, and if she watching this, she know what the hell I'm talking about, and some of y'all might know too. Now, see, me and my best friend almost fought before we became, or my ex best friend before we became best friends. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, but that's a whole nother story. Girl, you had to be in college for all of that, and then later on, Girl, I don't know. That might be a Patreon story. But anyway, girl, we ended up getting super cool, and when we stopped being cool, like, I mean, of course they ended with like a heated argument that eventually calmed down. But what the heated argument was about was like some of the shit that was said, like, how can I be friends with a bitch that said some shit? Like, girl, what? No, like I'm cool. I'm cool with where we at. We good. Cause some of the stuff that you said, girl, you don't really like me for real. That's how I feel. Like, what the hell? Okay, but anyway, it was never to a point where I would want to fight that person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, I wonder, did they want to fight me? God damn it, that would never happen. Okay, but yeah, that's crazy. Like, child, good luck to the people. That's too much time on Porsha and Shamea. Good luck to y'all. I hate that you guys are going through this. Hopefully, y'all can get to a better place as you all are continuing to film and just realize it was a misunderstanding. Maybe I can get back cool. I don't know. Um, Leave your thoughts down below about that. Leave your thoughts, girl. The next thing I'm gonna hop into real quick is more so about TPUSA. All right. You guys know. Let me see if it's still up. Though. Okay, it is still up. So I want to tap into this post that I came across, and it's not so much as about Nikki as it's about TPUSA or whatever they want to call themselves. But let us go ahead and tap into what this guy had to say really quickly, because there's a clip that he plays at the end that is more so a clip from that event that I really want to get into for the most part. So let us check this out.
No mistake, though, if having the sex offender brother and boyfriend, husband, person, no mistake, though, if having the sex offender brother and boyfriend, husband, person was bad enough, Nicki Minaj wants y'all to know that she's a real piece of shit because she took that stage willingly. A stage that also featured J.D. Vance saying, like, we don't have to apologize for being white anymore. And even worse, featured this.
The person who pulled the trigger is part of the demonic transgender ideology that warps the minds of our young children, that poisons them, that is antithetical to creation itself. God called on us. I maketh you man and woman. God doesn't make mistakes. Transgenderism is a lie from the pit of hell. And I'm sick of seeing transgender violence and murderers in my country. Now it's time to kick indoors, right? Come on, FBI, do some door kicking. Round them up. The violent Antifa members, the Trantifa members, it's time, okay?
Trantifa is fucking crazy in my personal. As I watch this, I just hate how America is really set up and how they really despise people for the color of their skin and their sexual preference. Like, and especially when they try to use it to align with the Bible on what's right and what's wrong. And then they go out and they do some of the things that they do that's very well against what the Bible says. Is extremely hypocritical. Is absolutely disgusting. And to see all of these majority Caucasians round up, it sucks for some of you Caucasians that are not on this same level with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some of y'all be sitting at home like, damn, I hate I'm white. But anyway, aside from that, I'm like, if this was a Black Panther link up and going around promoting to different universities and stuff and pushing their ideology and their mindsets or whatever on people, baby, the Civil War that would have started if the people were going around doing that. And you already know that they can't do that because it's not happening, because if they could, they would be doing it, right? It's just so disgusting. And then to watch this man, whoever he is, I don't care to know his name. Okay. You don't even have to leave it down in the comments, child, because I don't give a damn to know what his name is. But for him to talk about, first of all, the young man that supposedly, okay, to let Candace Owens tell it, unalived this guy, killed that guy, that lady husband. He wasn't gay. He wasn't really connected to the trans or anything from my understanding. Like, he may have had a friend or something like that. But what that got to do with him? Because that's not how he identified. He identified as a white fucking Republican. And it's just so funny to hear, number one, JD Vance was like, we don't have to apologize for being white anymore. And motherfucker, every time you look at a black or Indian person, you need to be standing up here fucking apologizing. The way, especially the Indians, the way, well, really, especially us, because I feel like we endure more. However, I do feel like when it came to the Indians, the way y'all moved in on their land and shit, like, was ridiculous. But it's so much history. It's just sad. But anyway, um, that's one thing that's crazy. But then also to talk about the killing of this man as though it was driven by transgenders is fucking insane to me. It is insane to me. And I just can't, because it's like, where your statistics at for that, sir? For you to say that. And then what really got me at the end of this was him calling for, in my opinion, how I saw it, when he called for the police and stuff to take care of these transgenders and all this and that. It's like, now you're trying to start a war on these people who don't be bothering folks, okay? Who don't be bothering folks. They're trying to figure out their life and do whatever they do. And you're trying to call a war on these individuals, all because you don't like their preference and how they choose to show up in the world, is crazy. But let somebody do that to y'all, though. Let somebody do that to y'all. Makes absolutely no sense. And when I hear him talk about, calling on the police and all this and that, it's giving what I see them do to a lot of these, I would say Mexicans, okay, for lack of a better word, because it's a variety of them. But yeah, a lot of these foreigners, these quote unquote immigrants, right? A lot of how they've been abusing and doing all this stuff and putting it on, making sure that media is around recording it to put fear in other Americans and all of this other bullshit y'all got going on is crazy to me. And you're trying to call those same actions onto these people because they're trans. Like, it just don't be making sense. It just be so weird. It just don't be making sense to me. I just and it's just me because I don't be caring. Okay. Now, granted, if you, however you sexually identify, whatever the case is, child, when you become a criminal, you're a criminal. And if you unalive somebody, harm a child, all that, yes, you need to be done away with. All of that, right? All of that. But based on the slaughterings that your ancestors have done over the centuries, it's just kind of like, how would you feel if people start calling a war against y'all? Like, y'all will go fucking crazy. This world just pisses me off sometimes. It's just too much going on, child. It's just too much going on. I'll never understand it. And then you got people up here, they're up here just like hooping and hollering and screaming and yelling and yes and praising it and all this and that. And then I'm like, and then the crazy thing is, it's too many people in the audience to not, in my opinion, have somebody that does not look like them and does not identify as them that they don't care about. It's too many of them in the audience. So I'm willing to believe that a good few of you guys, maybe half to majority, ain't no telling, have somebody that you actually care about that may be a part of that community. Some of y'all probably a part of that community yourself. Okay. In addition to people that are transgenders. Y'all probably got some people in your life that you connect on that facet as well. And then you over here talking, roar. I can't. It's disgusting. And the things that they get away with that can't nobody else get away with is insane. It's insane. And people be talking about hell being down there. Girl, hell is not down there. Hell ain't down there. You about walking through it every day. It's crazy. But anyway, I just had to get my little 2 cents on that. It wasn't even a whole lot of sense when it come to that because he ain't make none his damn self. So that's that. I just don't understand what these people choosing to do with how does it affect y'all? Is what I'm saying. I think they use the children as an excuse at times. Like, I don't want the kids to grow up like this, grow up like that. But it also pains me too because it's like y'all be having more energy for people that have a different sexual preference than you and a different identity than a lot of them have for people that have harmed children. I feel like people back in the day and maybe currently that have been found with a little piece of weed here or there, or maybe a lot of pieces of weed on them, have been criminalized more and much longer than individuals that have violated kids. Like, are y'all okay up in here? No, and have not been okay since y'all touched foot on this damn planet. Okay. But anywho, that's another, keep it going. Leave your thoughts. I'm sure some people will be mad. I don't care. Let's get into men or Mendeecees. Mendeecees. Okay, that's what it'll be his name, man. Not men, but Mendeecees. Matter of fact, I think that's what Funky Dineva calls him, Mendeecees. So Mendeecees did a sit-down interview with Young Jock over at Street's radio show, right? And when he does this interview, he's asked about his relationship with Yandy. He opens up, he lets the people know, for those that did not know, right, that he and Yandy are separated. That may be something people did not know, but may have questioned and had an idea, but now they have that confirmation. And then the next thing was the fact that he and Yandy were never legally married. Now, that's not a surprise to a lot of us if you have watched Love and Hip Hop previously, okay? If you've watched Love and Hip Hop New York, you are very much so aware that Yandy was not married to Mendeecees. But we're gonna hear what he has to say about all of this, and then we'll come back and have more thoughts about it. Let's listen to this man. Okay.
A lot of people don't really know how to take, the rumors that were starting to circulate about you in the streets, because it was like, dang, if she held him down.
So even if me and Yandy decide to break up, it's no one's business but our household. Right. So if you see me acting inappropriate, it's appropriate for me. It's maybe not for you, because I'm sorry you wasn't in the group chat when we decided that you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry you wasn't in our bedroom when we had this conversation, and and that's the problem, because a lot of times these rumors, we so private that we sit back and we laugh at it. And it doesn't affect us like the way it affects the public. People be like, oh, y'all should be more transparent and let us know. Yeah, we gotta figure out how to let our children know.
Right,
That's
exactly.
very responsible. What's the status of you and Yandy right now?
Are we not together?
Y'all not together.
No, we not together.
So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce is like.
So the rumors are true that y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, nah, I didn't do it for TV. I think, listen, it was Yandy's idea, right? Because in the beginning we had I was going through legal battles with courts and fines, and she said, let's not sign the papers, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I guess it kind of just stayed that way. Then we got married again, and then we still ain't.
Yeah, because I was at one though.
Yeah, you was at.
I was there and I had a good time.
Let me tell you something. I was shocked.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. That was about it.
Yes, I remember the special.
Yeah, listen. But you gotta think about it, right? If I look back now, I see what people going through divorce with assets and stuff like that.
You escaped. I'm going through.
We don't gotta go through none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
you won.
It kind of worked out.
How long have y'all been split, and how was the split? What was the coping?
So I've known Yandy for like 20 years, right? So right now we've been probably split up for over a year. 20 years, you don't, it's like that person helped change you who you are today. Yeah. You grew up. I'm mature. There's so many ways messing with Yandy. Like I wouldn't be the man who I am today if it wasn't for her.
That's a beautiful thing to say.
So she made me look at family different. She just made me look at life different. If I show you how closed off I was, I wouldn't be even sitting here having this conversation. So, it's just unfortunate that, after time, we couldn't just get on the same page.
He said it's unfortunate that they can't get on the same page. A few things I want to say about what he said before we go on to some other stuff. Number one, Mendeecees saying sorry that y'all weren't in a group chat he's talking as though people, because I guess he did reference that people feel obligated to know what's going on with them, and it's like, yeah, they do, because you guys have spent many a years on reality TV. So at this point, you get paid to share your life. So yeah, the people feel like they are owed something. I understand him feeling like they're not, especially if they haven't talked to their children about it. I will agree with that and say number one priority is making sure that their children know, right? But also, I feel like him saying, sorry, y'all weren't in the group chat, to me is equivalent to Yandy playing in people's face in the latest season when she was talking to Jessica, right? I think it's Jessica White. And Jessica was like, oh, my cousin was DMing your man or whatever like that. Yandy looks at the messages and she's like, oh, no, that was me. That was me talking to her. That was me. She goes outside to tell Mendeecees what the conversation was all about. And then Mendeecees is looking confused because he's like, how the hell did you even get access to get all into my Instagram like that? Like, what you got going on, right? And this is when Yandy turns to the camera and she flips it on everybody else like we trying to ruin her marriage. And it's like, girl, is you cool? You and that man is ruining y'all own marriage. Okay, the marriage begins to be ruined when you asked his ass if you were the one locked up, would he hold you down? And that nigga said, I don't know. Okay, either he said no or I don't know. Either way, it wasn't a damn yes. And so people started to drag. And ever since then, I think you started to care more, right? And you start feeling away. Because I think Mendeecees said that in one of the seasons about Yandy caring too much about what people think. So I think that moment definitely affected their marriage. I think she started to look at stuff sideways. Like, I can't believe that you won't hold me down. And I think she just started to probably doing a lot of comparing of her relationship to other folks and how social media thinks your relationship is supposed to be. Right? Especially with y'all, living your life out on reality TV. So that's one thing that I did not like. What else did this man mention? When he said, we'll sit back and we'll laugh at it. We laugh at the stuff that y'all say. Do y'all sit back and laugh? Because it doesn't seem like it. I feel like Mendeecees gave a lot of cap in this little sit down here. Based on how y'all shown up on the show, it wasn't a sit back and laugh. Another moment of you trying to play in our face. All right? And the fact that you're doing this whole interview for me, letting people know that, we were never legally married. It was Yandy's idea. It's giving straight choosing violence. It's giving, I'ma lightly expose you, but also I'ma give you a little credit. Now, granted, Yandy is already exposed, okay? Because Kimbella figured this stuff out, A lot of people have been saying Yandy is smart. She's smart for not marrying him. She this and that. Give her credit. Woot da woot da 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 da. And you know what? I don't disagree. I feel like, yeah, Yandy was smart to not marry him because he had them other kids. Like, and these the same. Okay, boom. He had these other children and she wasn't trying to be held responsible for that. With him going to prison and being away and his business is probably tied up and all of that. And I don't know if she would have to pay the restitution or not, being his wife. But either way, finances would have been hard and she probably didn't want to be held accountable for that. And I don't fault her for that. So I do feel like, in a sense, she was smart. But what we're not going to do is sit up here and act like Yandy did not fake this whole damn wedding, acting like she's married, pushing it all in the other baby's mama's face. I'm his girl. I'm his wife. I'm this. I'm that. I'm da-da-da. Pushing it all in their damn face to show herself to be different than the other ladies. And you weren't that damn different. A little piece, okay? You just knew how to endure shit much longer than those other ladies did. So we're not going to sit up here and act like this lady didn't try to sock it to these other women, bragging and lying, talk about this my husband, we married, this. Like, what? Let's not. The entire connection and link up with Mendeecees was to get back at the baby mamas, okay? Now, granted, of course, I do believe there was some love there. I do believe that Yandy genuinely liked him. I think Mendeecees is a handsome man. So, I understand. I think they looked cute when they were together. But at the same time, I'm not going to overlook you trying to sit up here and sock it to another woman. You feel me? Like, I'm just not. Same way when I looked at, and these are different situations, but slightly similar, right, to me. When I look at Jello Ball, Nikki Baby, and then Rashida, you was talking all that big cash money. You was talking all that big cash money about Nikki Baby who had just had this man's babies, okay? You went on to marry the man. Man dogged you out. What is we talking about here? To me, it's not much different than Yandy. The difference is that Yandy did not actually marry him, but she still went on to portray as if they were married, and to have another wedding or in Dubai is fucking comical to me. Because girl, just say we having a commitment ceremony. Like, you ain't got to be dressing it up with this wedding to continue to sell this idea to people that y'all married. Like, I feel like, honestly, Yandy, you should have came out with it from the beginning saying this is a commitment marriage. We're not married. We're going to do a ceremony, because I always want to have a ceremony with a person I'm committing myself to, but not legally. Right? Hell, that probably would have influenced a lot of these ladies out here to not go down that damn road. Okay. But to do the second wedding and lay it on a stick is crazy. Like, that was crazy, girl. And to call it a wedding and fly people, or at least have people fly to Dubai just to do it, girl, all you had to do was say commitment ceremony. Like, it's really not that deep. Especially after you're already married. It was like you was trying to give us Jackie Christie a little piece. Y'all know how Jackie used to have those weddings back to back every year? Like, girl, you could have just said, and the people would have still liked you. Like, it wouldn't have been nothing less. Even when you finally came out and told the people about it, like, the people still love you. I've wavered, and that's fine. Okay, I've definitely wavered when it comes to Yandy. I haven't been an all in like some people that's just crazy about her and enjoy her and adore her. Like, I feel like I be seeing the BS sometimes for what it is. I don't think that Yandy is an overall bad person at all. I think that she may be pretty dope. She might even be cool to hang around and all of that. I think that she may be caring, look after her friends, make sure everybody good. She may just have a kind, genuine heart about her. But sometimes how she shows up on TV is to appear as though, and a lot of people do this though, like, just everything is all good. It's like, we so perfect. And that's why it's like, that's why I have to give respect to Rashida just a little piece for me. And y'all gonna be mad, and I'm gonna let you stay in that as we go into a new year. Stay mad, stay in that for me. Okay? Because at least she gonna let y'all know Kirk trash as fuck. And she gonna stay there. BIT ain't got no choice but to respect it. I ain't got no choice but to respect the fact that this a dog ass nigga that you choosing to I'm just gonna hang on like Mimi on the shower ride. Do you? At least you ain't up here finessing and faking and acting like you know, the people trying to tear y'all apart and all of that. Like, girl, ride with your NIGGA as you have been for many years. If that's what you want to do, at least just tell the people the truth, honey. If they weren't married, also, I believe Rashida would have just said, girl, we ain't married. I ain't married, Kurt. But, you know, this is who I want to be with. I love him. I'm going to stick beside him. And we was going to drag them. And Rashida wasn't going to give a damn. That's why when Rashida and Kirk did that interview, I was more so Rashida and Kirk. Even when they called out the fact that Yandy and them, they ain't even see no wedding, no marriage certificate. And Yandy Ben came out and said it, and we're going to get into that in a second. But, you know, I don't know what y'all be basing stuff on when y'all choose certain people that y'all support. You know, sometimes I do think it has a lot to do with pretty privilege, who's cute, who you identify as pretty. Yandy got some pretty eyes. I like her. Girl, please. Okay, girl, please. She looked a damn fool. And we're going to get into a little bit more. But Mendeecees, I do feel like this sit down was whack. It really was giving, you was trying to expose her just a little bit. I don't know. But then also it was given, let me save my ass, because people been going around dragging me saying that I was cheating on Yandy because I was messing with Tamar. But just so y'all know, we've been separated this whole time. Oh, and technically Tamar, she ain't no home wrecker for real, because not only were we separated, but we also was never married either. Yeah, I don't know. It was giving a lot of saving ass for me. And to me, honestly, listening to him talk, it just really confirmed everything Funky Dineva said about Tamar. I do believe it. I do believe they were messing around, right? I don't believe Tamar knew he was gonna come out and speak and tell the truth and stuff like that. I know she's feeling relieved in her opinion, so she thinks, because she's like, oh, you know, they weren't even together, so I'm not a homewrecker. But after that interview dropped, she gonna put a post up talking about something. I want all the people that was talking about me or whatever to pay me or apologize in Cash App or Zelle or whatever. When you called me a liar, it's gonna cost this much. When you said I was a homewrecker, it's gonna cost this much. When you said this and that, girl, shut up, okay? Because the fact that you have been deemed a liar based on this particular situation here, then, ma'am, all that other stuff don't even count. It's invalid. So whatever else, the first line item said liar. And because the first line item said liar, I don't care about nothing else on that list. Okay? Because you sat up there and told us that your face got cracked, your teeth fell out your damn mouth. You said a whole lot of things. Matter of fact, let's slide over here real quick before we get into more. She says, I'm accepting all apologies through Cash App. Please pay by the following. If you called me a liar, $10. Ma'am, you still are. Can you pay me 10? Matter of fact, give me a stack for playing in my face. Don't put your hands on me. Give me a stack for playing in my face, okay? Home record, $20. Oh, $20. Girl, let me tell you something. You need to go back to that ex-white husband that you was with because I feel like he subliminally called you a hoe. Okay, so if the people calling you that, that's where we got it from. And honestly, you might want to go knock over there on Tawanda, though, to see if you can get that down payment money you gave her ass and these $20 from her ass, too, because she said that you had slept with your sister Ben. Okay, so you need to go. I'm just telling you, don't put your hands on me. Go and knock on them folks' door, okay? Slut is equivalent to hoe. So I don't know if that's what that says. I believe it says slut. So I don't know why you think you're supposed to get $30 more. Girl, cut it out. She says, accept the fact that y'all fell for the bullshit. Yeah, you're right. We fell for your bullshit, Tamar. When you sat up there and said that you cracked your face, fell down the stairs, all this shit happened to you, and you could not validate it. And then a few days later, you up here popped up cheesing, smiling, and just happy-go-lucky. Excuse me? Absolutely not. And here's the gag. I guarantee you some people send her money anyway, because y'all, that's what y'all do. Y'all had a free $20, $10, and y'all decided to go ahead and just send that money on over to her. That's what y'all did. But since we just giving it out, y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all just giving it out. Well, then give it to me. Okay? Cash App, JamiThatsMe for the entertainment, please. Run me. Since y'all just out here giving it out at the end of the year, I still could take it. I might not be drinking coffee, but I could go get me another case of water with them $10 on it. Maybe 2 cases. Okay, to replenish myself. But listen, if we just giving it out, I just have to, put mine in too. Period. And I ain't even never did this stuff right here. I ain't even and you know what I'm saying? Like liar, home wrecker, host, slut. What? Girl, at least you'll be giving money with calls. Hello? Anywho, good luck. Let us tap back in over here to Yandy because I want us to check out two clips, okay? We're not going to watch them. We're going to listen to them. They are owned by VH1. So it's former episodes or clips from Love and Hip Hop. And one of them is when she got into it with Chrissy. Another one is when she had to expose the fact that she was not legally married because Kim Bella was on that. It's okay. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Just for safety.
I'm not leaving Kim.
I'll bring her down, okay?
Can you bring her down? I'm not leaving her.
I'll bring her. I'll get her now.
Listen, you don't have to come over here. I'm gonna wait for
This is a little bit of a scene set. This is what's happening.
I said, let me see the ring. Hey, why you ain't want to show me the ring? Because you know it's fake. It's an installment plan, bitch. I thought you was already engaged. No, you're installed for another 2 years.
Now you see this big talking she did when Chrissy was at the club and was trying to yank and get at Yandy. Yandy didn't really have that energy in Chrissy's face. When Chrissy was on her head top, she's looking like she's looking like she confused, like she didn't understand why the energy was coming towards her, right? So now you're over here like, I was like, let me see the ring, because the ring is another installment plan. You're installed for another 2 years. Now listen, Yandy wasn't fully wrong with that, okay? Because for Kim Bella to get down on her knee, it's a Jim Jones was insane. The people will never forget, and y'all still not married to this day. So was Chrissy a smart woman too? Because Chrissy may not have ever married Jim Jones, but she also did not have children by him. So y'all tell me, was she smart too? And if y'all say that she's not smart because at least she didn't marry him nor have children by him nor hold his ass down while he was locked up like that, as long as Yandy, then y'all gonna have to take that back just a little piece for Yandy being smart. She was smart to not marry him. She was smart to not marry him. She didn't marry him, but elevated him on this platform and had children with him, all to sock it to some baby mamas. Meanwhile, Jim Jones was the one with the piece of clout that he gave to Chrissy. What all Chrissy did with it, I don't know, because I don't keep up with her outside of what was happening on the show. Okay? She could have went on to do some great things, and hell, they might still be kicking it. All right? But y'all let me know. Y'all let me know, because I know y'all ready to argue down, honey, and I'm here for the arguing, child. Now, I might not participate, but bitch, I'm here for the arguing. I'm here for the hooping and the hollering. Okay, so hoop and holler. Let's keep going.
That's what happened. You got an installment plan. That bitch is not on my level. So I can't even have a real conversation with her because I'm here and she's there. And when Jimmy
That bitch said an installment plan. So then I'm trying to figure out what kind of solidified plan did Yandy get when she got with Mendeecees and faked the marriage. So it kind of sound like it could be a better installment plan. I just want somebody to break it down as to why y'all think she had a better plan than Chrissy.
she's in the middle. And without Jimmy, she's back down there. And that's what that bitch need to realize. Fuck out of here, you whack ass bitch. Bye.
As far as Chrissy, I don't need nothing from her. She don't need to apologize. She don't need to acknowledge me. Don't speak to me. I prefer that. Don't even look in my direction because I don't even want to see you. Please, just don't come around.
I would never grace her with my presence. That bitch.
Ooh.
That's what's next for us.
So now we're going into a Juju photo shoot. Y'all know Juju used to be with Cameron.
Sexy mama.
All right, setting the scene.
So me and Kim decided to crash her photo shoot because she's putting out a book and I want to know all about it. I have so much to catch my girls up on. The drama, my babies, and the Bitter Baby Mama crew.
The dramas, the babies, the Bitter Baby Mama crew. Well, I think this is going to be the scene as well where she opens up about her marriage not being legit. But let's keep going.
So, Yan, what's been going on? How the kids?
Girl, it's so much going on. If I had a week to tell you all the stuff that's going on,
Well, we have right now, because we're always busy. Let's talk about it. What's happening?
So, I didn't get invited to the graduation for a little Mendeecees or a scene, but I decided to come because I want to see my babies.
Absolutely.
And I claim all 4 of them as my children.
Right, absolutely.
You know,
I hate when hoes do stuff like this. Just a little piece. Okay, because Tyler LaPlay and or LaPlue, however you say it, Tyler L, who is now engaged to I believe, is it Miracle Wise? I think her name is Miracle Wise. Let me tell y'all, them two being together, I'm loving the look on Miracle. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I was a little like, is y'all really gonna get that far? You know, and they are getting that far, and I'm liking this clean girl era that she's in. She looks absolutely beautiful. I personally like it. It is what it is, right? So she started to, before they were even like, I believe, engaged, she started claiming April's children. April is his other baby mama, right? He got 2 kids with her. She started claiming them kids as hers. I was like, bitch, don't do that. Like, it's one thing to treat them. And then Miracle didn't have any children at this time, right? I don't think she didn't have any children. But she was claiming them as her kids. And I think she said our kids or something like that. And it's just like, hey, chill. Like, it's one thing. We know that you like the kids, right? We know that you may mean no harm. However, if a baby mama hasn't really met you and like you, they not gonna want you saying that. They not gonna want you saying that, girl. Okay, and April had a huge problem with that because there was issues between them, right? And probably because Tyler didn't do his part with bridging the gap between the two at the time. And so there was drama. So now you got Yandy knowing these baby mamas don't rock with you like that, right? And then you gonna show up to the graduation even though you weren't invited. And I am conflicted because some part is like maybe the child told her she wanted or he wanted her there and she wanted to show up and keep her promise. That could be it. But then also it's like you weren't invited. You weren't on the list. And then now it's like you trying to further, to me, how I felt and still feel. You try to force your position on other people. Like, I'm here. I'm going to be here. I'm staying here. It's nothing you can do about it. Like, that's how she used to come off with this. It's just too much, girl. Okay, just chill out. It's okay if you miss it and then you got all these beautiful balloons and different stuff for him afterwards. Like, I wasn't able to make it, you know what I'm saying? I had something going on, whatever, but I'm making it up to you now. Like, at that age, like, he would have been fine because I think he was in elementary school. Like, he would have been fine. It would have been great. It would have been cool. But anywho, child. But I count them all as my children. Right? And a lot of people went with it too because they thinking these people are married. So it's like, well, yeah, they are. They are stepkids, and you want a stepmom that's going to look at the children as they're theirs and all this and that. But then also as a stepmama, you would want to work on that damn relationship with them baby mamas too, instead of trying to sock it to their ass every chance you get. But at a later time, I do believe Yandy tried that. But Let's keep going. And I think they are in a much better place today than they were at that time.
Heated, very nasty, and Erica was the main one that was very...
The quiet one?
The quiet one, girlfriend.
This is what I'm saying.
She had all this built up aggression and anger. She said, oh yeah, me and Mendeecees legally share this same apartment. You gonna tell me you share that place with who, my man? Are you crazy? And I kept calm, I kept cool.
Absolutely.
But the more I went home, the more I thought about it, I was
Pissed you
and
off.
madder. So then I had to teach her a lesson. Listen, you don't share nothing. So I went to that house and I changed the locks.
I can't. I really
What
can't.
ended up happening after all of that, though?
I just felt like Yandy was mad at the wrong person at that time. And it's like, girl, be mad at Mendeecees because the girl legit had a key to the spot. I can't remember if her name was on it as well. I thought they both had their name on that same apartment, right? And Yandy did go over there to change the locks again to sock it to her, right? But it's like the person, you giving all this energy to these ladies instead of giving the energy to the man that you with for even making these ladies think that they are more than who they are to you now that we are together.
Nothing. I left a note on the door, like, if you have a problem with anything that I've done, please come find me.
come see me. You know
Come
where I'm
see
at.
me.
Okay.
She popped up at my event that I was setting up for.
You came to get the key?
And then she kept threatening me. She kept threatening me. Watch what's going to happen.
what?
Watch what's going to
What's
happen.
gonna happen?
Right.
I have to do what I want to do. I have power of attorney over everything that man has to do. I can change the locks. Now, what you want to do?
That's your husband. You have power of attorney. So what's the problem? Who can come question you about what?
Well, with me and Mendeecees, there's so much to our union
Absolutely.
that is beyond the power of attorney. And the reason why I say this is because the night before my wedding.
And Yandy made sure to be very clear with them words when she said power of damn attorney. You hear me? I'm like, bitch, you better have power of attorney. Okay?
Uh-huh.
May 24th, 2015, I was advised if you sign off on this marriage registration, since it's please not signed and he might have to pay restitution, you could be responsible as well. This man not only tried to marry me once, and I said, this is not right, but twice. And now I'm telling him another reason as to why this won't play out the way we dreamt it to.
So, yeah, what you trying to say? Like, you guys are not married?
What I'm saying, Kim, is I have a union with Mendeecees, but I did not go into a partnership with Mendeecees and the government.
And she shouldn't have. And honestly, I feel like she shouldn't have even gave his ass the time of day in my personal, but she did, and we are here now. But I do feel like her sticking with Mendeecees, I feel like the baby mamas drove that because I think at some point Yandy thought it was a game and she wanted to win that game, right? I think Yandy dealt with a lot of deals and stuff when she was working with Jim Jones and others. So she done entered this arena of it's a game. I got to win the deal. I got to be on top, yada, yada. And that's why she moved forward with it. Because if this man tried to marry you more than once, I kind of feel like Mendeecees was going to use her in some capacity financially. That's just what it is that I'm thinking because I'm at the top of my game, okay? She helped create this show or whatever the case is. She's been one of the stars of the show and stuff. She came in, changed his life in a quick moment and stuff. I don't know why I felt like he probably saw like a little piece of a come up in a different way, right? And I know he may feel like, oh, I had all the money in the world. What I need her for a come up, this and that. But you wasn't on TV though. She didn't expand your you didn't expand your territory. She did that by putting you on Front Street in front of the damn world. So I think she did the right thing though at the end of the day by not marrying his ass. Right? But again, that question still stands on what that installment plan ended up getting. Yeah, she could walk away from it, but she still stayed down and then had 2 children with the same person that said they don't even know if they would have stayed down had she went to jail. Anyway. So that's how the clip ends or whatnot with Yandy having to expose this information, all right, to the people. Now, I believe her and Kimbella got into it at some point. I thought it was before this, or maybe it was like some confessionals where Kimbella was questioning about the marriage because she already like had some questions about it. but I believe she may have exposed it to some other people or something like that. Even though Yandy came to the front and it was a sit down where she was able to control the conversation, I think it was still an issue with Kimbella because she was kind of already hearing that they weren't married or whatnot. But all in all, that's what's going on. But Yandy is free to go about her business and do what she wants now. Now, I don't know if they have any businesses tied to each other where they have to figure that part out. But then also at the same time, some part of me feels like what Future says, we ain't never ever over with. I feel like he had a song like that. Or maybe it was somebody else. They got a song about never ever basically being over with each other. And that's kind of how I feel about them. Like they may be separated this year and could be back together with each other next year or some shit. Ain't no damn telling. Okay? Ain't no telling. Who knows? I don't. But I just wanted to come down and share my thoughts about the matter at hand. I didn't think the interview that Mendeecees did was really necessary. I feel like he could have just said, you know, we still figuring our stuff out. I don't even want to tap into that. We still figuring our stuff out, right? Or he could have said that they were separated. But I mean, and then the legally married thing, I guess there was nothing wrong with saying that really because she already put it out there and they never went back. And I guess that was a valid question too, because even though they weren't legally married at that time, they could have went back and got legally married when they did the Dubai situation, right? And they didn't. So, I mean, he was confirming that, but some part of me felt like he was just trying to, I don't know, make her feel away at the end of, and he actually ended up doing that because shortly after he did that interview, Yandy did come out and make a post and she says, now I finally understand the difference between people who love me, people who love to be around me, and people who love what I could do for them. I think Mendeecees may fall in that category. People who love what I could do for them. You're quieter now was the next post she made. She says, I heard my business from people that I didn't tell. Yeah, you heard your business from people you didn't tell because your man was out here being sloppy as hell. And then now he get his ass on his platform, making sure he does an interview a week or two after Tamar does her interview. Or maybe it could have been, maybe I feel like it could have been 2 weeks, maybe 2.5, where she did the interview like she don't know Mendeecees, all this or that, whatever the case is. And then now he's saying, oh, we're separated. We're legally, we're not legally married and all of this other stuff. I feel like he came out to save his ass a little bit, a piece of Tamar's ass, and then to kind of somewhat expose Yandy. But then giving her credit by saying that he'll never had a life that he had if it wasn't for her. Yeah, but you knew that though. That's why you wanted to marry her so many times to begin with. You knew she was gonna hold it down. You knew how she was moving. Child, girl. So for me, she should have never married his damn ass, honestly. But you know, it'd be like that. Love is blind, child. It'll take over your mind. And when you over there in competition with the other baby mamas, your goal is for you to win. And that's what happened. So congratulations and good luck. That's all that I got. Y'all can leave your thoughts and comments down below on everything we talked about. Of course, I'm JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can fill a pool, we gon' make them swim.